Now, what has happened in Syria over the past few days will have an impact felt across the world, including in India. Let me tell you, we could face pressure in Kashmir as well. I really worry how the world map will change in the remaining 40 days of office under the US President Joe Biden. The first thing here is the world map, and if I zoom in on Syria, on 27th November 2024, the situation was such that the red part here was under Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad was a president here. Now Bashar al-Assad fled to Russia for asylum. After that, we see that the Turkey-backed HTS group kept expanding gradually. You can see here how the territory under Bashar al-Assad, that is red-colored area, kept shrinking. Today, there are two main powers in Syria. You can see the division of Syria will happen and making it into two countries. First, the yellow part here is where a Kurdish state will be created. The Kurdish people will establish their own country here, and Israel will also help in creating this country. The second part will likely break off to form a country under HTS, the group that recently released its own flag. Yes, Syria's flag has also been changed. And you can see here the new flag that Syria will use under the HTS group. Previously, under Bashar al-Assad, this was Syria's official flag. Now, not just the flag, but Syria's foreign policy is also set to change, and this will have a significant impact on India. We are already seeing that Indian intelligence sources have started to claim that after Bashar al-Assad's fall, the presence of the Islamic State and other related terrorist organizations could increase in India. This could badly impact the Kashmir issue as well. Now, let me tell you about Bashar al-Assad. Many may not know this, but regarding the Kashmir issue, Bashar al-Assad has never openly targeted India. This is why articles are being published today suggesting that Bashar al-Assad's fall is a setback for India's position on the Kashmir issue. Let me explain. India and Syria had an understanding many years ago that India would recognize the Golan Heights as part of Syria. In response, Bashar al-Assad would not strongly support Pakistan regarding the Kashmir issue. You would be surprised to know that India has always supported Syria in the United Nations. For example, in the United Nations General Assembly, whenever a resolution was presented stating that the Golan Heights are part of Syria and not Israel, India always voted in favor of the resolution. Here you can see an article from 2023 titled, India votes in favor of UNG resolution expressing deep concern over Israel not withdrawing from Syrian Golan Heights. Now, let me show you this area. Here is the map of Asia. This is Syria. For now, Syria looks like a united country, but given the current situation, the division of the country seems inevitable. Here, you can see Israel and Syria, and this area between them is the Golan Heights. Israel captured the Golan Heights from Syria in 1967. Back then, Syria, along with several other countries, attacked Israel. Israel won the war and took control of this area. Syria had requested India to support them in the United Nations over this territory. In return, Syria agreed not to raise the Kashmir issue or openly support Pakistan. Now, you might ask, hypothetically speaking, even if Syria raised the Kashmir issue, what difference would it make? Kashmir was not going anywhere anyway. However, this has been India's strong foreign policy for decades. Since the 1960s, India has maintained good relations with Syria. Whenever there was voting in the UN, India chose to support Syria over Israel. At times, you could say that Israel might have been upset, considering how much they support India, yet India votes against them in the UN. However, India's foreign policy has always emphasized reliability. When a country commits to supporting an issue, it keeps that stance for decades. This builds trust among nations. So many different people belongs to the different political parties became Prime Minister of India, but still they have united over foreign affairs and policies and even holds the same stance over the decades. This is called earned reputation. Now, the question arises, after Bashar al-Assad's removal, forget the Golan Heights, Israel has started occupying buffer zones beyond the Golan Heights. Social media is abuzz with a photo claiming that Israel will capture significant areas near Damascus, the capital of Syria. This is also confirmed by the Prime Minister of Israel,
This is a
Benjamin
historic
Netanyahu,
day
in
for the
this
Middle
video.
East. The collapse of the Assad regime, The tyranny in Damascus offers great opportunity, but also is fraught with significant dangers. This collapse is a direct result of our forceful action against Hezbollah and Iran, Assad's main supporters. It set off a chain reaction of all those who want to free themselves from this tyranny and its oppression. But it also means we have to take action against possible threats. One of them is the collapse of the Separation of Forces Agreement from 1974 between Israel and Syria. This agreement held for 50 years. Last night it collapsed. The Syrian army abandoned its positions. We gave the Israeli army the order to take over these positions to ensure that no hostile force embeds itself right next to the border of Israel. This is a temporary defensive position until a suitable arrangement is found. Equally, we send a hand of peace to all those beyond our border in Syria, to the Druze, to the Kurds, to the Christians, and to the Muslims who want to live in peace with Israel. We're going to follow events very carefully. If we can establish neighborly relations and a peaceful relations with the new forces emerging in Syria, that's our desire. But if we do not, we'll do whatever it takes to defend the state of Israel and the border of Israel.
Here is a photo wanted to show you. You can see this area of the Golan Heights currently under Israel. Damascus, the capital of Syria, is just a few kilometers away. Israel plans to gradually capture this area in phases. In phase 1, they will take this part, followed by phase 2, and then the safe zone goal will also fall under Israel. In the future, Israel will be just a few kilometers from Syria's capital. If Israel ever decides, it could easily take control of the capital of an important country. So, in a way, you could say that all our calculations regarding Syria and their support on Kashmir have turned out to be quite wrong. Today, not just the Golan Heights but much of Syria is coming under Israel's control. It's also possible that the new government in Syria will include disruptive elements that will try to spread instability in the region. This could create pressure in Kashmir as well. So, you could say that, in the long term, this might have been a foreign policy mistake for India. However, there are still many developments yet to come. It will be very interesting to see what the new government in Syria thinks about Kashmir and how India responds to the